Our talk today is going to be about good players and bad players and how Content Square actually helped us to redesign our Proximus website. And to keep in the theme, we are introducing ourselves, of course, again with games. So my name is Nicole Reyes Gutman and I am a user experience specialist. And my #1 game since forever is The Sims. And then the second one, I don't know if you know it, but if you know it, please talk to me after the talk, because I just know one person who has played this, and it's Neopets, and that's basically taking care of a digital pet. Yeah. And then the third one, you might recognize him. It's CJ from GTA, and I definitely misused this game because I just gave him haircuts in the game. I'm sorry.
And then on my side, I'm Jessica Bonamy, working as digital analyst at Proximus also. And then my favorite game used to be Hotel, which is a kind of Monopoly. I played also to The Sims, not with Nicole at that time. And then, thanks to my grandmother, I used to be a heavy player of Rubik Cup. Besides those Barbie stuff and The Sims, Nicole and myself, we have also in common the fact that we like to optimize journeys on websites, and we are often working on that topic together.
All right, so a little bit serious right now. Our Proximus, I'm going to talk about Proximus. So Proximus is a telecom provider. It's Belgian telecom provider, and that means that we just bring internet, TV, mobile to the households, but also to the businesses. And we also have some international brands, as you will see them here. And we have been also established, well, Proximus has been established since 1930, so they've been here for a while. And yes, of course.
So those are the ones that took longer on the stairs?
No worries. Okay, that's a lot.
Guys, we already started. Can you make your way in quickly, please?
Last one? Done? Okay. No. One. Okay, it's done. Okay, for the people who just joined now, quick recap. Last one, okay. Now lock the door, please. I'm kidding. So just to give you a recap, we work for Proximus, and I've not been paid to say this, but we are the biggest telecom company in Belgium. That's the recap. Then the use case that we will show you today, it's talking about the website segment where we actually accommodate 2 types of business customers. Jessica and I, we work only for this segment actually. And since January, these segments have been put together. So before they were separated and now they are living together under the same segment. Who are they? They are the small enterprises, so up until 9 employees. And then you have also the medium enterprises from 10 until 200 employees, which together form the SME segment. To give you an example of how this looks now on the website right now, it's when you see here, you have the landings page. If you click on any product, pack, internet, mobile, a pack in Proximus means when you take several services. So if you take internet with, as it's written here, mobile, fixed line or TV, you have a pack. And so what happens on whatever product you choose, you arrive into an intermediate page. And in this intermediate page, we follow every time the same logic. So you have on one side a product that is more for smaller businesses, and then on the other side, you have a product for the medium big enterprises.
yeah, then we launched all those intermediate page, and one of the main question we get was what's happening with the product page of every marketeers. And then what we saw on one hand, there was an improvement of the quality of the traffic going to the page, but we had also a decline of visits. So then we decided, of course, to continue to analyze and see what was happening. And we worked in what we called an iterative mode. So how did we tackle this? In the first stage, we were looking at our KPIs, like the visits, the cart addition, and the sales, mainly in Adobe Analytics. And this helped us to see where we had like some potential areas of improvement, of problems. In a second phase, we were going to understand what visitors were doing on the website, and for that we use mainly the Content Square tools, like the zoning and the journey analysis. But with all those data, we were a little bit still missing the why visitors were behaving like this on the website, and we did a usability test. And then thanks to all the insight we gathered in the step 1, 2, and 3, we made some hypotheses of what could be changed on the website. We conducted A/B tests, and then, of course, we analyzed the results, and we started again our loop. So as mentioned, the first thing we did was to look at the KPIs, and the first question we received from the stakeholders was really what's happening on the traffic on my page. So first of all, we saw that the decline was coming from browsing visits. And as you know, browsing visits, they are composed of two main elements. So one is the traffic you manage to attract on your website. So if you have less traffic coming to your website, of course, there is a high chance that you will have also less traffic going to a specific product page. And then you have the traffic you can redirect from the website to the specific product page. So then behind me, you can see the yellow lines. This is the traffic we have on our website in general. And there, if you pay attention, we saw that we have a drop in November of our traffic. This was actually nothing related to our project, which was launched in February, but to updates Google did in their algorithm, which was impacting us quite negatively in the ranking, and we had then less traffic. And then the blue line, this is like really the traffic we are pushing from the website to the product page. And there we saw a decline in February. This was, in this case, linked to our intermediate pages. But what we saw also is that like when people were landing on our product page, they were doing more cart addition than before. And this is the blue line, the percentage of cart addition. So on one hand, we had a decline of the traffic we were pushing, but we were also getting more qualitative traffic on the product page. And then to see what was the total impact, we look at the volume of cart addition. So this is, in this case, the bar chart. And there, compared to before, there was a drop, but this drop was not that big.
Yes, so after that, we obviously had to take a look at our intermediate pages, and we wanted to see what are visitors doing there. I can tell you what they were not doing. They were not seeing the main call to action button because it was hidden underneath the fold line, so underneath the screen. And that meant that from all the visits that we had on this page, only 75% saw this main button, and only 45% click rate at this stage. Well, only, it's already not bad, the 45%. Then we also did some usability tests. It was a bigger usability test, and this was just two insights that I want to highlight for the PAX page. And there we saw, so basically, I don't know if it's very visible, but we are writing down, so you have the main title, and then you have a subtitle saying if you have less than 9 employees, basically go to the right. If you have more than 9 employees, go to the left. But this was actually leading to a feeling of exclusion for some customers who felt that, okay, I might have 8 employees, but my needs are more aligned with this other product that's on the right. So yeah, that was actually leading to a bit of confusion in there. And as we also saw, a lot of people, when they arrive on this page, they actually just read quickly the titles and then click through. And of course, if our title and subtitle were confusing people, this was not really helping our case. All right, so moving forward, we sat back together with the stakeholders And then we really try to further emphasize the differences between the both packs. And this made it possible for us to make the page more conciser, in a sense, and then put the CTA higher on the page, as well as we re-evaluated the wording. And what we actually just did is remove the subtitle to really to see what is going on if we take them away. Okay, and moving forward, all right, we did an A/B test of the two versions. So I'm going to ask you who thinks version A performed better. Thank you for the suspense. And then who thinks version B performed better? Indeed, version B performed better. Otherwise, this would have been a very sad story to tell here. But we saw a 10% uplift for version B, which meant, yes, a click rate of 49% and an exposure rate of 98%, which for the people who did listen very detailed to Jessica, we only needed a little bit more of traffic to click through for them to convert. So this was definitely helping our case.
Yeah, and then we were back again in our data in Adobe Analytics, checking if indeed the cart addition were back to normal. And Nicole already said it was the case. But as we we love to improve a user journey, we were still thinking, okay, there is still a little bit less than half of the people who are going to our product page. So we are thinking there is still something going on over there. And we were wondering what are those visitors doing on the website? So what are those bad users doing on the website? And for that, we used the journey analysis from Content Square. So the yellow circle is our PAX intermediate page that you have seen before. And what we saw is that our bad users, a lot of them, actually a higher percentage, they were going to our mobile intermediate page. So how they were doing that? So from our PAX page, they were actually clicking in the top navigation and reaching then the mobile page. Then we continue to look at this journey, and that's what we saw, that on the mobile intermediate page, they were going to our they were clicking actually on the button combined with a smartphone. Thank you, Nicole. And then from there, they were reaching one of our product page with plenty of smartphone that they can select and combine with a mobile subscription. So we're thinking, okay, this is interesting insights, but we were still missing why visitors were behaving like this on the website. We did, so again, some extra usability test. And what we found out was that, first of all, visitors were missing the entry point we put for those smartphones on our homepage, also on the mobile category page. And another insight that was quite useful is that some people, they were thinking they will find this smartphone in combination with a subscription under the PAX. So there we did quite a lot of tests and changes. We added like a clear banner on our homepage for the smartphones. We did the same on the mobile category page, and also in our top navigation, we added an entry point to these smartphones. So we did quite a lot. And then what we saw is that we were able to redirect more correctly people to these offers of the smartphone for smartphones combination with a subscription, but also we were then sending less of those lost or bad users to our PAX page. And then as a result, we improved further the click rate on the buttons. So we won't go today through another iteration, but we are, of course, still busy trying to optimize. And to end our presentation, we're thinking we will share with you a little bit what we've learned during this project. So the first point, which is a quite kind of obvious, but still very valid, is like if you have the chance not to launch a big project in once, but really like making in small and manageable phases, it would be better. Because otherwise it's very time and resource consuming. In our case, we had no other choice to launch everything at the same time, but we saw that once we started to work more in this iterative mode, everything was like easier to follow. Then the second point is having a very detailed backlog of all the insights you gathered is also very useful, even if you think some insights, they seem to be very not major. It's important to track them. And then this backlog will help you to have like a resource for future optimization, but also give you explanation of the trend you are observing. So in our case, like the smartphone topic was something we gathered initially in our first usability test. but we're thinking, okay, this is not a big point, so we forget about it, but it would have saved us time if it was in this detailed backlog. Then the third point is like trying to be open and also keep on searching for explanation. Also stay in contact with colleagues from other areas. We haven't really talked about this, but during our, we were really looking to trying to understand the data, and we find out that in some other areas of our website, they changed some stuff that were also impacting us, or like the Google updates, that was also something we had to take into account. And then the final point is the collaboration. Having strong collaboration between all stakeholders, having regular meetings, and also realign on the goals and expectation is also key to that kind of project. So both of us, we thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, now or later this afternoon, you're more than welcome.
Thank you very much. It was a very interesting presentation. I also loved all the little Legos. All right, do we have any questions for Nicole and Jessica here in the audience? Once again, put up your hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering, what kind of backlog are you using for your to keeping track of all your tests?
So now we're using a tool called Target Process. I don't know if that's known, but I mean, it's a bit like Jira, yeah, right? Yeah. You can also make tickets and assign them to people and keep a track like this of your backlog, make user stories.
And what would be the best way to organize your backlog to keep track of your tests, according to you guys?
So in our case, it was that at the start we were not using a backlog. So first of all, start using like one tool where everyone agrees on that we will use this tool, and not everyone keeping a little bit of the backlog on their own systems. But then again, I mean, you have to just talk with each other and communicate on a way of working that fits everyone. There's not one way that works for all. And I would say keep also moments to really think, okay, is this the correct way to keep our backlog every time, and not just assume that's the best way and we are not forgetting anything.
Do you test everything? So you have a lot of insights coming out of Content Square, for example, or even Adobe Analytics, but maybe you have some insights that feel like no-brainers. Do you literally test everything, or do you also just say okay, look, we know this is going to work and we just put it live?
No, there is some stuff that we definitely do without testing because it's just best practices. And then on the other hand, what we actually do is we put all the assumptions that we have together, and then we prioritize them, and we also check, okay, what can we put together and make find out in one test what fits together. So that's basically how we work all the time.
And then sometimes also because we are in a kind of small segment, so sometimes we don't have the volume of visits, which is enough to really do A/B tests. So then in that case, we just launch and do a before-after comparison. So it depends a little bit. But in general, we always check first, do we have enough traffic also? And then we see what will be the best.
Thank you.